Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. We love to take all that research,
Yeah.
the articles and the books and the diagrams and all that, and boil it down to the good stuff.
Absolutely.
So today, we're going to talk about the history of computers.
Ooh.
We're going way back to World War II,
Okay.
to a place called Bletchley Park.
Interesting.
So get ready, this is going to be fascinating.
Yeah. When most people think about computers,
Right.
they probably picture like sleek laptops and smartphones.
Yeah.
But the story really starts much earlier.
Okay.
And in a place you might not expect.
Right.
It all began at a country estate called Bletchley Park.
Okay, Bletchley Park, famous for cracking codes during World War II.
Exactly.
But what does that have to do with computers?
Well, everything.
Really?
Yeah, it was at Bletchley Park that a team of brilliant minds, mathematicians and engineers, built the Colossus.
The Colossus.
Yeah, the world's first electronic programmable computer. Can you imagine the pressure they were under?
I mean, yeah, it's World War II.
Right.
They're trying to crack codes.
Exactly. And they're building this groundbreaking machine.
Yeah.
Not in some, comfy lab.
Right.
But right in the middle of a war.
Yeah, that's intense.
The fact that the Colossus helped break the German codes is amazing.
Yeah.
But what's even more important is that it set the stage for the entire digital revolution.
Wow.
I mean, every computer you use today, even your smartphone, owes a debt to the Colossus.
Well, I had no idea it was that significant. And speaking of codes, our sources mentioned this thing called a date shift cipher.
Oh, yeah?
It sounds pretty basic.
It is, in a way.
Okay.
So imagine using the date, like January 1st, 1984 as your key.
Okay.
And you shift each letter in your message
Right.
based on the numbers in that date.
Okay, so like A would become J.
Exactly.
And B would become A, right?
Yeah.
Because of the one in January.
You got it.
Okay.
It seems simple now, but it was incredibly effective back then.
It's amazing how such a seemingly simple system could be so effective, in wartime.
Absolutely.
But wasn't there a risk that the Germans would figure out how this date shift cipher worked?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's why code breakers on both sides were in a constant race, to develop more and more complex ciphers.
Yeah, to stay ahead of the game.
Exactly.
So is there a connection between the date shift cipher and, like, encryption today?
Yeah, totally. The date shift cipher is a great example of how basic principles of encryption were used. And these principles haven't really changed, even with our modern super complex encryption methods.
So the date shift cipher is like the great-great-grandfather
I like that.
of the encryption that protects our online banking today.
Absolutely.
That's a cool connection. But Bletchley Park wasn't the only place where computer history was being made, was it?
No, not at all. Around the same time, in 1941, a German engineer named Konrad Zuse built the Z3, and this was the first working, programmable, fully automatic digital computer.
Okay, that's a mouthful.
It is.
Can you break that down for us?
Sure.
What's so special about the Z3?
Well, the Z3 wasn't just a calculator.
Oh.
It could be programmed to carry out a whole sequence of steps. And unlike earlier machines that needed constant human input, the Z3 could do its work automatically.
What computers do today.
Exactly, just like computers do today.
Okay.
That's a pretty huge leap forward, wouldn't you?
Definitely a huge leap. So we have these amazing machines being built in the 1940s.
Right.
But the story actually goes back even further.
Yeah.
In the 19th century, there were visionaries already dreaming of these complex calculating machines.
Absolutely.
Right, like Charles Babbage.
Charles Babbage and Ada Lovelace.
Ada Lovelace.
Yeah.
So what did they do?
Well, Babbage designed this incredible machine called the analytical engine.
Yeah, analytical engine.
And it was way ahead of its time.
Yeah.
But sadly, it was never actually built.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah, what happened? Well, building something that complex in the 1800s was just too difficult with the technology they had at the time.
Yeah.
But Babbage's designs were groundbreaking.
Okay.
And this is where Ada Lovelace comes in.
Okay.
She studied Babbage's work and wrote what are considered to be the first computer program.
Wow, so she was basically coding before coding was even a thing.
Exactly.
Right.
She understood the potential of these machines to do much more than just crunch numbers.
Okay.
She saw them as tools for creativity and problem solving.
So she really was a visionary.
Yeah, she was way ahead of her time.
So we've gone from code-breaking machines in wartime
to
the dreams of 19th century inventors.
Right.
How do we get from there to the computers we use every day?
There's a whole series of innovations and breakthroughs,
Okay.
but we can't talk about the history of computers without mentioning the personal computing revelation.
Okay, yeah.
You know, the Apple I in 1976?
Oh, yeah, those clunky beige boxes, right.
Exactly. The Apple I was one of the first computers designed for individual use. Then, a few years later, you have the IBM PC in 1981.
The IBM PC?
Yeah, which really set the standard for the industry and
Yes.
helped make computers a common sight in homes and offices.
And from there, it's just been an explosion of technology.
All of it.
Laptops, smartphones, tablets, the whole works.
Yeah, it's incredible how far we've come and how central computers are to our lives.
Oh, but we throw around words like CPU
Yeah.
or brute force hacking all the time.
Right.
Maybe we should break those down.
Good point. So the CPU, or central processing unit, is basically the brain of the computer.
Okay.
It's what carries out all those instructions from the software.
Okay, the brain. Got it.
And then you have brute force hacking, which is essentially trying every possible combination to crack a password.
Oh, that makes sense.
It's a reminder that strong, unique passwords are crucial for protecting your online information.
For sure.
And how about chip and pin?
Oh, yeah. The little chip on our credit cards.
Exactly. Chip and PIN technology has significantly reduced fraud by adding an extra layer of security to our transactions.
Wow. So from top secret code-breaking machines to the devices we use every day.
Yeah.
It's been quite a journey.
It really has.
Who have thought it all started back in Bletchley Park?
It's amazing to see how quickly technology evolves.
Yeah, it really makes you wonder.
It does.
What innovations are just around the corner?
Right.
What will the computers of the future be like? And how will they impact our lives? That's something for you, our listeners, to ponder.
Definitely.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the history of computers. Until next time, keep exploring.